Thank you, Warner Bros, for giving me this opportunity. I'm appalled that y'all put me through. You gave your boy some chances to show out for the world. I love y'all. It's literally like I'm sweating. It's hot as hell playing this game, and I have to tell you, Multiversus is probably one of, if not one of the best platform fighters of all time, but one of the best fighting games of all time. And I'll explain why. Just so people won't be like he clickbaiting. You see all these words on the screen? Yeah, all this has changed in this version of Multiversus from the open beta we had 2 years ago. Multiversus is finally launching May 28th, 2024. And I cannot tell y'all right now, this version of the game is honestly peak. And I'm gonna get this out of the way for people that are just gonna actually watch this video all the way through. We're gonna not do this Smash Bros comparison and yada yada. I know somebody's gonna get tired and be like, yo, is this Smash Brothers? How good is it compared to Smash Ultimate? Is it Smash though? Multiversus is not Smash Bros. Brawlhalla is not Smash Bros. Rivals of Aether or Rivals 2 is not Smash Bros. They are all their own entities. In this video, I will probably bring up comparisons to Smash Bros, since it's widely known to be the most popular one, by the way. I'm not here to belittle Smash or try to over prop up Multiversus, but I want to compare it to Smash Bros to tell y'all this is how good it is, more so in the terms of positivity than negativity. Also in this video, I will talk about some of the big plausible changes that everybody will love in Multiversus. Make sure y'all hit the like button and let's get right to it. Let's go. Number one, Multiversus completely overvamped its tutorial. The tutorial is way more interactive and way easier to understand. As a fighting game fan, I think some of the best tutorials are ways that help you learn by being interactive with its gameplay and its mechanics. The tutorial Multiversus is not just you on the stage and doing random actions. You do walk around and move forward and have to learn how to understand the game at its core to have fun playing it. To be honest with you, it kind of gives off the Subspace Emissary vibes a little bit with its tutorial, and I think that's kind of powerful. The tutorial is really good for newcomers and new players that probably never touched Multiversus because you get to learn a lot of concepts day one really fast. I'm gonna be real honest with everybody, the gameplay here is freaking god tier. So I'm gonna address some concerns. A lot of people on Twitter was complaining about Multiversus having this big hit stop issue and the characters being overgrown. I'm gonna tell y'all right now, I actually think this is better than how it used to be in the past, and let me explain. People don't know, in the first version of Multiversus, people constantly complain about the size of the characters and the game being too chaotic, which is why a lot of people always complain about how 1v1 was pretty much lackluster for a lot of people in the first version of the game. And if you played 2v2, it was very chaotic and very hard to see in a lot of scenarios. What Multiversus did here with this gameplay, it understandably made it clear and easier for us to understand what is happening on the screen, what you're getting hit by, and the pace of the gameplay, in my honest opinion, still feels very similar to Multiversus. I'll be real rap with you, a lot of stuff that we've seen before today outside of this video was very slowed down to show off the game's features and changes. A lot of people didn't see that. Here, they completely overhauled it and it runs very smooth. It is 60 FPS. A lot of footage was just not captured right from outside sources. But I'ma hold y'all down. I got y'all, Multiversus people. I got you, everybody that watched this video. So you better hit the like button and sub. Sometimes I hate doing the YouTuber things, but come on, you know. I fought some of the best people in Europe in Multiversus, which stay tuned on this channel later this week to potentially see those sets and gameplays clean straight out of me potentially getting some rounds or getting cooked by that person. The biggest change in one-on-one gameplay is the addition of dash attacks. Dash attacks in Multiversus are really strong. In a lot of scenarios, at late percents, you can kill somebody at almost 80 to 90% depending on their weight and class with a dash attack. The addition of dash attacks in this version of Multiversus compared to the open beta we had 2 years ago makes neutral way more fun and way more vibrant to play. Things are constantly happening and you have ways to kill people out of various different options. The coolest thing about Multiversus is the addition of parry, because you know everybody loves parry since Third Strike. I'm sorry, Justin. The parry in Multiversus is also really good. If you're one of those players that felt like in the last version of Multiversus that you could not just catch people or people were throwing out unsafe moves and getting away from it, that is less likely nowadays in this version of Multiversus. See, in Multiversus, the dodge meter is way more apparent than it was before. When you run out of dodge meter, your character comes out and you see their head like sweating and very like cautious and nervous because they don't have dodge meter. At that time, as a player and a person that's watching it from a spectator perspective, then can understand, hey, he is defenseless and he has to run away or either play the game to build it back up faster. So ain't none of that scrubby stuff throwing out the most broken move and then hitting dodge to get away from it. There's gonna be a point where you gotta make your mind up and you can't run forever. To be honest, this version of Multiversus is a hybrid of what makes Multiversus good and added those little small tidbits from other platform fighters, including Smash, that makes it really fun to play. It wasn't free to get parries off, by the way. Like, honest to God, truthful with you, from my time of playing, even with like some of the people that are just very decent on the game to even some of the pro players, I think it was like very tight to get the counter off. So it's not free and it ain't gonna be annoying right now until the game probably develops. But I'll be honest, it was pretty cool to see parries happen because they weren't happening 24/7. I also want to talk about the online netcode. I played 2 matches of 2v2s in this test provided by Warnerbros, by the way, and I just want to say that the netcode felt way better all across the board. Personally, one of the best netcodes that ever hosts 4 players at a time in a fighting game, I believe. Another disclaimer before y'all get twisted about this. Yes, the netcode was good right now because not everybody's on it. Things are going to change when it gets test loaded and more people get on, especially May 28th. But I will definitely say if you want another online experience that this is comparable to, it was kind of like the in-between of like peak Guilty Gear Strive and as good as Street Fighter 6 online with its rollback functionality. I'm gonna be real with you, they honestly cooked this time with the matches in this game. Big proof here is, like I said earlier in the video, I fought one of Europe's best in Multiversus. The connection between me and EU being Midwest to Europe was pretty outstanding, almost prior to any lag at all. But let's talk about the single player content. The biggest problem that I had with Multiversus the first time around, they completely revamped single player content. Single player content in Multiversus, they have PvE modes where you go through various different levels and mazes. It honestly takes a lot of inspiration from Smash Bros. PvE with its other game modes, but made into a bigger thing for Multiversus. One cool thing about Multiversus this time around is that you do have challenges outside of just doing arcade mode runs or just playing online. You can unlock things via different challenges just by playing the game and different ways to unlock stuff without any money at all. It kind of adapts that Fortnite-like model a little bit. Like, yeah, you got the battle pass, but you get more stuff from outside of just not just doing the battle pass or getting EXP. Doing little missions around the game or in different areas will help promote you playing the game only outside of 1v1, 2v2, but in various different modes. And my biggest complaint about Multiversus, they fixed the battle pass. This is what I'm happy about. Now, again, the biggest problem with the battle pass, and I will say disclaimer, this is the first battle pass that they gave us to show off. My big problem with the battle pass the first time around was that the stuff in the battle pass or the contents of the battle pass was very lackluster compared to the first part of it. Essentially what I mean by this, it feels like the first 10 tiers was all the cool stuff, the middle was just filler, and the thing you really cared about was the last slot in the old versions of Multiversus. This time so far around, they completely came on and just diversified the whole thing. Every tier or every other tier feels kind of important, not only for Multiversus' sake, but as a fan, even if I don't like those said characters. I came on record before saying fighting game battle passes will always be hard to please everybody because not everybody's going to play every character on the roster. Most people play up to 1 to 5 characters throughout the life of a game. And God forbid, it's going to get even crazier when they start adding more and more characters as seasons go by for Multiversus. Oh, and then I want to talk about the 3 new characters in Multiversus, which I will be having some quick overviews and guides on this channel. So once again, I hate sounding like a broken record. Hit the like button, subscribe, because the next couple of days, you will get more gameplay videos and footage and breakdowns from me across the board. Right now, I personally think the most fun new addition to the game was Jason. Jason was one of the funnest characters. Honestly, if you played Mortal Kombat X before, it feels like they reimagined that version of the character and put him in a platform fighter. I love it. Jason is so gas. That's some creativity that I ain't think PFG had it in them, but they cooked indeed. Then there's Joker. One point in Multiversus for a couple days or so, I was a top 100 Batman and a top 100 Velma. Joker is honestly a Batman character that works very similar to Bugs Bunny with a lot of his aerials, in my honest opinion. He gives me that energy off rip. I have a whole video coming out later today on Joker. And then lastly, I can't believe I say this, he might be my secondary Banana Guard. Banana Guard is a character that from Adventure Time, I'm not gonna lie, when I saw it, I was like, yo, it's Banana Guard. Cool, it was kind of funny. I still want Marceline player first games. You know who I'm asking for. Give me Marceline, bruh. But Banana Guard's gameplay felt very cool and really fun to play. He has this whole little charge up gimmick with the dumbbell that he can just charges up and it does more damage and knockback. He's a cool character that if you master him, I feel like you're going to be able to take over the tides of the gameplay heavily. You have a lot of control if you get his setups off completely. His gameplay kind of reminded me of like a standardized character. He was like a Shoto, but like a Shoto equivalent, and a platform fighter would be like Pit and Smash Bros, but he had like ability to get more broken. I'm rambling, but just let y'all know, Banana Guard is gas. Also, make sure y'all hit the like button and subscribe to your boy. Also, make sure you check out my Twitch. I might be live actually right at this moment talking about Multiversus, so you come ask me questions, because I'm gonna tell you, this game is freaking amazing. I love it right now, and I miss it because I gotta wait till the 28th like y'all doggy. Avataryaya, you guys are golden, and that is raw. Squalor, peace, and I'm out.